Hey guys, welcome back to Soccer Gaming, where all Soccers can game. We're doing a brand new series, and this is the first episode. And in this series, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Baltimore Orioles and make them the best team and win as many championships as we possibly can in a 10-year span. I'd also like to point out that this was live streamed with copywritten music, so please do not pay attention to the guy on the bottom left. Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
And what I'm going to do is sim pretty much all the games. And I'm going to sim them, and we're going to make trades. We're going to do free agent stuff. We're going to do that type of things. But if we are ever in a big game where we must win, I will do the slow sim. And that's basically doing it batter by batter and going one at a time. That way it's a lot funner to see. GM contracts, we're going to turn that off just because we don't want to be fired. Yeah, basically we don't want to be fired because we aren't going to do very well starting out. But that's the whole point of it, so we're going to take that off. Everything else we're going to leave the same. Everything else we're going to leave the same. Alright, let's start with spring training, of course. And the first thing that we need to do with the Baltimore Orioles, we're going to take a long approach to how we rebuild them because they're not really that built for winning right now. Alex Cobb will probably be gone in a year or two. John Means, pretty good pitcher, but I'm not sure if he's just doing well now. Might be like a fluke type of thing. Hunter Harvey's an A. He's 24, so that's pretty good as far as a good trade chip or even possibly rebuilding it completely from the bottom up. Grayson Rodriguez, 19 years old, A potential. Apparently he's a stud. Velocity 90, 93 two-seam. It's actually not that good, but I think he's 19. He has a lot of years to grow. He's 62 overall already, so that's pretty good. Adley, obviously our number one guy that we want to build the team around. He's the number one draft pick. Well, he was the number one draft pick. Once he's in 82, we'll probably end up bringing him up or something like that. Trey Mancini, pretty much the only bright spot in the Orioles offense this year, and so we're going to keep him. He's 27 years of age, so we're not really worried about it. He's an 88 overall, A potential, so he'll probably get in the 90s. Don't know how high. If he keeps doing well and getting the numbers he needs to hit and that type of thing, then we'll keep him. But it's a 10-year dynasty, so we might have to end up trading him later. As far as Trumbo goes, not really wanting to keep him for long. Chris Davis, $23 million contract. Wow, we are definitely probably going to trade him. $23 million is way too much to hold on to, so definitely going to trade him as soon as possible. Going to second base, doesn't look too bad. Valentin, B24, might be a good trade chip later. Third base, Nunez. Mountcastle, A, so I don't know why I haven't heard of him. Why have I not heard of Ryan Mountcastle? He's not really fast, but he looks like he's going to be a power hitter. Power hitting third baseman. So looking at this, and I mean, I think we're set up in a good spot. We got a few starting pitchers that are good. We got our catcher. We got a third baseman now. The shortstops, Richie Martin, 71. B potential guy here. Speed's decent for Martin. He's a pretty good fielder, so I think he'll fill in very, very well for a couple of years until we can kind of get who we need. And then Vielma, he's more of a contact guy, decent fielder, so we'll work with it. Richie Martin might actually be a stud. We'll have to wait and see how his career pays out. But just looking at him, looking at this team, the team has guys that could be there. We're building them from the bottom and bring them up. I would say within 2 years we'll be in the playoffs. So this season, next season, and then the third season, so season 3, I would expect us fully to be in the playoffs. What we have can build into something bigger, but I think 3 years is a safe way to say we'll be in the playoffs. I think 5 or 6 years into it will be kind of where we're at when we're looking at a World Series. We are trying to build this team slow. So I mean 5 or 6 years, but I mean if you could win a World Series 5 or 6 years, every 5 or 6 years, I'm sure plenty of teams would take that. So we're looking at the 5 to 6 year mark to get that World Series title. Cedric Mullins is pretty good. 24. 64 overall, A potential. What we're going to do is keep most of our young guys down for a couple of years just so that they can build up, even if they're the best at the position. We want them to set down in the AAA and AA and build up and get better, have them do well. That way their stats go up. And then 2 or 3 years into it, we will bring them back up. Probably 3 seasons, probably the 3rd season where we want to make that postseason. When we want to make it to the postseason, we'll bring them up. But a lot will be based on what we do in free agency, what we do in trades, that type of stuff. Going to the weekly budget, we are paying Davis way too much. $23 million, Cobb $14 million, Trumbo $13 million. Yeah, we got to get rid of these guys because they're not really doing anything for us at all. And we need to start making some profit so that way when we go out for free agents later, we can afford them. So we definitely need to get rid of these contracts. First thing we do. I've never really looked at the Orioles and looked at their farm system, but their farm system isn't really a top-notch farm system, but they're not bad. I would say a B or B minus as far as I think they're middle of the road, but going to contract extensions, yeah, we gotta perform before we give off contract extensions. Free agency wise, there's a few guys that might help. Marcelo Ozuna, I think, would be big. Let's go on and look at our roster. Nunez. Why is Alberto playing over Nunez? Is he better versus lefties? Contact versus 87. And Dwight Smith down here at right field. Not sure that's going to work. He's 26 years of age. 69 overall. He's not hitting bad. 370 and 262. If he could hit 262 the whole season, I'm happy with it. So we'll leave him there. So I don't really know how many things we're going to change the first couple of years. I think it's mostly going to be just kind of moving people around, getting rid of contracts. And then maybe 2 or 3 years in, we can really go for some sort of good free agent that can help us win a lot of games. So let's go ahead, sim through the spring training, see how we're doing. We're off to a good start. 3-14, that's not bad. 6-21, not that bad. If you add 30 wins to it, I mean it's not that bad, right? Chris Davis, let's just get rid of the salary cap. I don't really care what we get. I just want a big chunk back in salary cap. So let's go ahead and take this trade, and because Davis isn't going to do anything for us. Martin Prado, yeah, let's throw him on waivers. See what happens with him. If someone gets him, I'm fine with that too. There'll be another guy we'll have to get rid of. Cobb, yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of him as well. And then Trumbo. So we'll get rid of them probably throughout the year, try to get something helpful out of it. Let's start out, put Cobb 1, mostly because Means is our better pitcher, but I would rather have him go against second. Oh, he's from Kansas. I didn't know he's from Kansas. I'd rather have him go against tier 2 people than going against opening day starters, because obviously the number ones in the rotation are really good. So we're going to put Means in at number 2. I think that's definitely going to be better for him. And he should do better. He should have a lower ERA. He should have more wins, so that'll keep him happy and everything. So that's where we're going to put him in number 2. So we got a lot of lefties in the bullpen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lefties in the bullpen. That might not be good. We might have to trade out some of the guys for righties in our bullpen. So if you guys watched this episode, if you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, feel free to hit that red subscribe button. The next episode, we'll go through probably the first season, if not the first 2 seasons of rebuilding the Orioles. So make sure you guys hit the red subscribe button so that you can check those out. Until next time, Slacker out.